Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Eddie Merino here, and today we're gonna break down exactly how I made this. Today we're going to be exploring some of the latest stuff that I've been doing. If you go into my Instagram, you'll see that I've been posting images, but not really images, but videos, but they're not really videos. It's kind of somewhere in the middle. All right, so let's start from the beginning. Alonzo, choreographer, creative director here from New York City, reached out to me and said, I want to do a photo shoot that consists of different themes for a dance tour that we're going to be doing next year. So we're like, all right, what do you have in mind? One of the specific themes, and the one we're breaking down today, is cosmological warriors. How he came up with it, don't ask, you talk to him, his link's down below. We began to brainstorm this theme and this kind of creation that we had to make out of an image. So first of all, we needed a location. So what I'm gonna do in this video is I'm gonna break down step one all the way through the end so that you guys can see how it started and how we came to the point that we're at now. All right. So we started off with a location. Now this location is here in the Bronx. It's local to me. I've been there a few times. It's called Walnut Studio. They have a nice cyc wall, and their cyc wall is large enough to hold all of the dancers in it. But if you look close, you're gonna see an issue that I had here. And right dead in the center, there are beams and pipes in the middle of this cyc wall. So I could never really use the center of the cyc wall. Why they put a cyc wall there? They could have chosen another corner of the room, but it is what it is. We had to work with what we work with. So in this behind the scene image, you'll get an idea of how this set looked. I have two soft boxes in the upper left and upper right hand corner facing down as my key light. I also have two speed lights that I'm mixing in with these big giant soft boxes as rim lights for the artists. And the reason we're doing rim lights here, the reason why I want light to hit their sides is because it's easier or much easier to cut them out because we're gonna cut them out of this specific scene. We also needed two other lights hitting the background to make it white. Now there were a few challenges in this because I did have to be kind of off-centered, so we kind of shifted everything a little off-centered, but the real challenge was getting the right pose and imagining what they would be doing. So Alonzo Williams came up with the concept and the idea that Jake, the dancer in the middle, would be breaking the floor and the floor would be cracking and like lights and thunder would be coming out, and it would be so powerful that everyone would be flying back. Now because they're dancers, we're able to do this 10, 15 times if we have to until we get the right shot. So after a few takes of the images with these dancers, we're able to come up with this. So here you can still see some shadows, some stands, sandbags, and even the ceiling and some piping on the top. So what we had to do is we had to go into Photoshop and completely cut them out and paint the entire thing white. Now why white? Because white makes it super easy to cut out for post-production. This is the image now completely white. This is the image that I now send the graphic designer so that he can start working on it. Now, because we are on a time crunch and we have a lot of images to do and a lot of graphic design that needs to get done, and this stuff ain't easy, I needed some help. So I went ahead and reached out to Cohn. Now, Jan is one of my favorite people to work with. He is such a good graphic designer. As you can see here on his Instagram page, he has some really cool stuff that he's done. And in collaboration, we were able to come up with some really cool concepts. For this specific picture, this is what he came up with. Now, I think this is perfect. This is exactly what Alonzo wanted. He wanted it to look like lightning was coming out of the floor and Jake was breaking the floor and all of the power was blowing all of the other warriors away. Now, Jan did an amazing job on this. This was exactly what Alonzo wanted. Alonzo approved it right away and we went on to the next one. But I do kind of want to show you guys how it was used in marketing out in China. And here we have one of the marketing images that the Chinese promoters came up with to promote the project. Now you do see a whole bunch of different dates here. These are all the touring dates, all the different cities that they were in. So I needed a lot of this stuff and a lot of this content. And that's not where I stopped. Now I went ahead and took it a step further and got a little more creative and started adding the animations that I've been using on this image that I took over a year ago. And this is what I came out with. Now, if you look really close to the image, I have the clouds moving in the background. I have Jake hitting the floor and there's like a small light flare to it. There's also movement in the ground as if it was opening up. And all of this was done with Pixaloop. All right, guys, so I'm not gonna break down exactly how I use Pixaloop. I'm gonna leave that for another tutorial, but I do wanna end off with this note. This final product wasn't done by just me alone. There were a lot of people involved. I mean, if we mentioned the dancers that had to make these poses and act like they were really flying away from that explosion, their faces, their characters, even their wardrobe, their makeup, their hair, then the location, and then the creative director who put it together, me, the photographer, taking the picture, then being able to bring it to a graphic designer that was able to bring it to life like the creative director wanted it, which is not easy. Then after that, taking that and expanding it to the next level with building animation around it or marketing promotion like they did in China. So I want you guys really to leave with the understanding that a lot of this stuff isn't done alone. You know, building a team is one of the most important things in being a creative. I mean, you can be a creative on your own, but building a team is just going to make you even better. All right, guys, so if this video was useful, you learned something, or you were entertained by how we created this, please go ahead and hit the like button. I promise it doesn't cost anything. It is for free, but it does help the algorithm. And if you do have any questions, please comment down below. I'll be able to answer them after the video is posted. And until next time, keep creating.